Toy Story 4. You just knew Disney couldn't leave well enough alone.
It's the J. Craig Movie Review. Movie Review. Movie Review.
So I'm really actually mad they're making this movie. There was no reason to make a Toy Story 4. I really hated this idea. I think Toy Story 3 ended off on such an amazing, powerful note that any attempt to make another movie would just be a cash grab and would dilute the ending. Really reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Riding off into the sunset, reuniting with his dad, perfect ending. Nope, let's dilute it with another movie down the road. So I was hoping that they weren't going to dilute the ending because I loved the way Toy Story 3 ended. But this is Disney, this is Pixar, and they're going to make their money, and thankfully they know what they're doing. So I take it back. This movie is really good. I really liked it. So as much as I didn't want to see this movie, in the end, they did a good job with it. It has your normal cast of characters in the movie. However, they're not the focus point. Why you do have Buzz and Rex and all these other toys. This is really Woody's story. Now, the movie starts off with a bit of a flashback, and we're shown Woody at Andy's house trying to save one of the toys, but while he's saving a toy, Bo-Peep is taken in a box, and she's removed from the house and given away. So he loses his love interest right at the beginning of the story. Now, they fast forward, and we're back with Bonnie, and the toys are now Bonnie's toys. And they're getting ready for kindergarten. Bonnie's going to kindergarten for her first day, and Woody knows all too well the importance of a toy in times like this. So he takes it upon himself to go to school with her in her bag, and he helps her make a toy out of some crafts, and that toy becomes Forky, a spork with some glitter and pipe cleaner as arms and all this kind of stuff. You've seen the pictures, right? So Forky becomes her special thing, gets her through the day. Now, because of that child's love and the fact that she, has that, because of the child's love, as soon as it gets into a bag, it starts to become a living, breathing creature. Well, not living and breathing, but, a toy that moves and talks. And so now you have all these intricate, detailed toys, and then you have a spork, which is a great little addition to the Toy Story world. I really liked this part of it. It was really cool. Now, Forky has a bit of an identity crisis. He believes he belongs in a trash. And it's a great theme, identity crisis, identity issues. And so Woody has to convince Forky that he's a toy and not the trash. And he wants Forky to be with Bonnie because he knows the value and how important Forky is to Bonnie. So he continues to try to make sure that Forky doesn't run away and go in the trash. Now, it's a great bookend because at the end, in Toy Story 1, Woody is trying to convince Buzz that he's a toy. You're not a spaceman, you're a toy. What a great bookend to Woody always being that guy trying to do the best for his kids. I love it. Fantastic. Now, the movie doesn't just end there. Obviously, after they get out of kindergarten with Forky, Bonnie and her parents go on a road trip. And that's where the real story and the real problems arise. So in this road trip, Forky runs away, Woody goes after him, and guess who he runs into? He runs into Bo-Peep. Bo-Peep's a lost toy. She has no owner. She's not owned by a kid. She doesn't belong on a shelf anymore. She's out in the world, and she's loving it. And that's where the real story takes place here. Now, I mentioned that the other characters are in this movie. They are. But they're not really in the movie that much. Even Buzz has very limited screen time. So this isn't as much about the rest of the toys as much as it is about Woody and Bo-Peep. Now, you do have a bunch of new characters in the movie. You have Key and Peele. Movie review over. Key and Peele's in this movie. Go see the movie. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele are together in this movie. They play two stuffed animals from a carnival, and it's awesome. And then, of course, you have John Wick. Keanu Reeves is in this movie, and he plays Duke Kaboom, which is a Canadian version of an Evel Knievel stunt toy from back in the day, and it's awesome. So you have some great characters, and then, of course, you have Christina Hendricks in this movie, the beautiful Christina Hendricks playing Gabby, which is the nemesis and the antagonist of the movie. She has a voice box. She's a doll, has a voice box that's damaged. She meets Woody. Woody's voice box is not damaged. So now there's interest, there's conflict, and we have problems that arise from that. So the movie is about a lot of things, right? You always have these amazing themes in the story. One of them is the identity issue. One of them is acceptance. And then you have moving on. How about, that the friend in me aspect, being there for a kid. That's the one thing that these movies have always done really well, especially the theme song, You Got a Friend in Me. And all of these Toy Story movies always have a moment that really just chokes me up and makes me cry, and this movie is no exception. There's a moment that just had me bawling as a toy finds a lost child, and it's a real special moment, and they knocked it out of the park. Now, the one issue I have with this movie is with Bo-Peep. She's an awesome character. Eddie Potts does a great job with the voice, but in typical Disney fashion these days, to make a strong female character, they must make the men weak. And it's just lazy and pretty stupid. So in order to make Bo-Peep this an amazing character who is essentially Wonder Woman at this point, they make Woody into a bumbling idiot. And I just have issue with the writing. I mean, it's just lazy. They didn't have to do that. You can still make her super strong with not at the expense of Woody, who is your main character. I just think it's lazy, Disney. But in the end, I really like this movie. Great themes. The kids loved it. I loved it. And it is another goodbye. So while you have the end of the story with Toy Story 3 being passed on to Bonnie, now you have another ending of the story in a different way, and I won't ruin it, so watch it, and you're going to love it, and it's going to touch you. It's a really good movie. Now, John Lasseter said he didn't want to make another Toy Story unless it was as good or better, and I think they did that. But then he also said that this is the end of the story. Now, I don't believe him, though. I think that this is going to make enough money that they're going to make a 5 and a 6, and you'll have 2 bookend trilogies. Then they can sell 2 box sets. Andy's trilogy and Bonnie's trilogy. Come on, Disney. You know you're going to do it. You can say this is the end, but I don't believe you. So, in the end, I loved it. I thought it was great. Go see it. You know you're going to love it. Key and Peele, Keanu Reeves. I mean, come on. All right, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and follow the J. Craig over here. And go see the movie.
It's the J. Craig Movie Review. You watch till the end. Thanks, like, and subscribe.